not to sound anti-Semitic, but we got Hasidic Jews in the sewers of Manhattan.
Yeah, rolled up, what? We rolling deep, don't sleep. In the streets, bringing heat, making beats. Bass heavy, dropping bombs, hit them hard. On the mic, spitting bars, we the stars. Hold up, what? What? 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 Podcast flow, straight from the underground, words profound. Turn up the sound, get down. We out here, no fear. Breaking through the atmosphere. Hold up, what? Ain't nobody do it like us, yeah. Hold up, what? What? 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 Hold up, what?
So we are back, episode number 103 on the new year. It is January 9th, 2024. Day 45 with no alcohol and day 9 on the ketogenic diet. We're staying strong on this. People in the office think I'm nuts. We got some housekeeping to do. We had the new song. As you can tell, we're going to get into that. Followed by, like I said in the beginning, and again, not to sound anti-Semitic, because this sounds crazy, but there's Hasidic Jews in the sewers of Manhattan. The stock market rallied this week so far, or it's rallying this week. Hasn't really rallied because there's still days left, but it's on a heater. Elon Musk did Elon Musk things on Twitter. We're going to talk about that, or X, and then we're going to wrap this baby up. But first, we got breaking news, or news that broke recently. Our good friend of the show, Thomas, and his wife, Veronica, friend of the podcast, who is projected to be on, but after this news, who knows if she has time. They're projected to have another kid. This one, a girl, so they're going to have a boy. They already have a boy who's adorable, and they're going to have a baby girl. So shout out to the Nab family. I mentioned him last week. He got a PC. He also got the news a few days later. They went and got the ultrasound done. Didn't see a dick, so they're just assuming it's a girl. So shout out to them. And like you heard in the intro, or the new intro, we have a new intro and outro song produced by your boy, by the internet actually. The power of AI is too strong, and I've only begun to get into it, and people have been going wild with OpenAI's new ChatGPT, create your own GPT. People make crazy shit on there, and I think I'm doing something cool, and I see what they do, and I'm like, wait a minute, this is crazy. So now there's an AI that you can make songs. You can legit make like 3-4 minute songs of whatever you want. You just type in, hey, I need this for this, or you don't have to tell you what it's for. You just say, hey, I want a song over this kind of beat, these lyrics, if you want to put lyrics, and if it's like your own song, if it's your own lyrics, like I can see Kid Verdi doing some shit like this. Shout out to Kid Verdi. So after multiple attempts, about 20 different songs I was motoring through, I finally picked one, and this one is it. I think it encompasses everything we're doing here. So we're going to give it one more play, which is, it's available on Spotify, by the way, but here we go.
Yeah, rolled up, what? We rolling deep, don't sleep. In the streets, bringing heat, making beats. Bass heavy, dropping bombs, hit them hard. On the mic, spitting bars, we the stars. Hold up, what? What? 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 Podcast flow, straight from the underground, words profound. Turn up the sound, get down. We out here, no fear. Breaking through the atmosphere. Hold up, what? Ain't nobody do it like us, yeah. Hold up, what? What? 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 Hold up, what?
Brady seems to enjoy it. Brady, unfortunately, it's torrential downpouring outside. There's some storm coming. Apparently this past weekend, so like 3 days ago, there was supposed to be a snowstorm. Nothing really happened. It was just cold, dark, a little drizzle, nothing crazy. And then all of a sudden, they're like, oh, that passed with nothing. It was sunny. And then they're like, oh, wait, the storm of the century is coming this week. And apparently it's supposed to be hell because they sent us home early from work. It's been downpouring tomorrow, well, overnight tonight into tomorrow. It's supposed to be hell. But in regards to Brady, that means we can't go on our long walk tonight, unfortunately. So it's the backyard for him, which he has his own backyard. Like, it's not like, he's stranded inside and, he's got a shit in the corner or something. Like, you can just go in the backyard. But it's cold and wet. He hates that shit, and it's windy. He really does not like wind. It's just, it messes with his ears, messes with his butt, his tail. Like, he just doesn't like it. So, unfortunately for him, it's an indoor kind of night, but we're going to get through this. So, the Hasidic Jews in the tunnel thing. This was like the craziest thing in the world because I first saw it on X. And I didn't believe it at first because the first tweet I saw said, if you didn't have your camera and you had to explain what's going on, you would sound like the most anti-Semitic person in the world. Like, imagine you're telling somebody this story. You heard shit going on underground, and next thing you know, a Hasidic Jew came out of the tunnel and ran away from you. If you told someone that, they think you're fucking crazy. They assume you're crazy. And then if you're like, wait a minute, they found like a whole system of Jewish people digging holes in New York City, and they called the cops and a bunch of Jews got arrested for this. You would be like, that's insane. That there's no way that happened. But according to the news, the situations of Hasidic Jews digging tunnels in New York City centers around the Shabbat headquarters at 770 Eastern Parkway. The event unfolded when a resident nearby began hearing unusual sounds in the walls, leading to the discovery of tunnels being dug by a group of young Hasidic individuals. These tunnels were underneath the Shabbat global headquarters, which has been a point of contention due to a long-standing legal dispute regarding its ownership. The building, significant to the Shabbat movement, had been the center of a legal tussle between the Shabbat Lubavitch movement and the Messianic Hasidic sect. I probably said some of those words wrong. I apologize on the front end. The latter believes the late Rebbe, it's not rabbi, definitely not rabbi, RBBE. I don't know how to say that in Yiddish, but Rebbe is still physically alive and considers the building their temple. A group of yeshiva students, presumably linked to the Messianic movement, began digging these tunnels about 6 months ago to connect the synagogue with an unused mikvah, thereby gaining unauthorized access to the site. I should have got Larry out here to read this for me. The situation escalated recently, leading to at least 10 arrests by the NYPD and the closure of the building for a structural safety review. The Shabbat authorities, upon discovering the tunnels, which posed a threat to the building's integrity, moved to fill them in. This action sparked a conflict and necessitated police intervention. So all of a sudden this popped up all over the place. And then there's also tweets. And this tweet is from December 11th, 2023. So about a month ago, a gentleman on Twitter or X, Richard Stroker, maybe I wouldn't say Stroker, Strocher, Strocher. Anyway, he says, I swear I keep hearing Yiddish under the floor in my New York apartment. I live at ground level and we have no basement. And then a tweet, actually a month before that, November 7th, he said, there's Jews living under my apartment. I hear them. It's like they're digging or something. For the record, I live at ground level and we do not have a basement. So he was tweeting this as it's happening because he hears it, which would freak me the fuck out. Like, imagine you think you hear Yiddish going on and you think you hear Jewish people digging a hole under your apartment or under your house. If you told someone that, they think you're fucking nuts. They'd be like, what are you talking about? Like, that's crazy. You have to go see a doctor. So now that this came out, that this is happening and it's confirmed that it's happening and it's happening under his apartment, he's like, some of you guys owe me an apology. I told you I'm not fucking crazy. So people have been hearing things like this, but you can't just call the cops and be like, hey, I think there's fucking Jewish people under my apartment, like under my store or wherever. Sounds nuts. But then they got caught. And then it turns out it's this whole thing between the Jewish communities and the Jewish sects, which I don't want to get into. But yeah, there's videos. If you go on Twitter, TikTok, maybe TikTok, because TikTok's now called Censor Talk because they've kind of clamped down on a bunch of crazy shit. They let the flat earth thing go crazy. I get all flat earth stuff, but a lot of the stuff gets flagged. And I've seen a lot of people getting shadow banned and stuff. People like I get a lot of information from. Smart people smarter than you and I. Anyway, I saw a lot of videos on X, a lot of videos on Twitter, and it's like they open up a grate, like a sewer grate, and a dude, like I'm telling, full on Hasidic Jew regalia comes out, like the black cloak jacket, like the long one with the hat and the curls and shit, just gets out and just runs away. And you're like, what the fuck is going on? Like, what the fuck is this? Like, it's just like, it's unbelievable, because if you didn't see it and you don't have it on camera, you're like, I can't even tell someone that just happened, because all the Hasidic Jews look the same. Like, they all have the same outfit, same hat, the curls, the whole nine, the whole getup. But then you have it on camera and you're like, holy shit, that really happened. How the hell did he fit in this hole? Like, the hole's tiny this guy crawls out of. And then they show like where the building is, and like the cops are there, like pulling people out of the fucking hole. And you're like, they really were digging a fucking hole. Like, good for them. First of all, good effort. Second, this is crazy you're doing it in New York. Like, imagine your building falls down and they're like, oh, I can't believe how'd that happen. And they, like, the engineers do their research and everything, and they're like, someone was digging a hole under there. And this isn't like Kala situation, which we touched on the last podcast, where she was the lady that's digging a tunnel in her backyard. This isn't that kind of situation. This is a coordinated effort between Hasidic Jews that aren't using construction gear, no hats, nothing. They're just using the outfit they have on, and they're just powering through the depths of New York City. Insanity, craziness. So hopefully we get some more information on this, but this is probably the craziest thing I've heard in a long time, and it's only January 9th. So imagine that. In good news, though, and in financial news, the stock market went ballistic yesterday. I wouldn't say ballistic, but it rallied pretty heavy because the previous week was a dump. It took a shit everywhere. Yesterday, it decided to rally pretty strong off rip. And there's a few things why that happened. The U.S. economy added 216,000 jobs in December, surpassing expectation. The robust job growth likely eases pressure on the Federal Reserve to accelerate interest rate cuts, signaling a healthy economic environment. The Federal Reserve has tried to temper expectations for easing monetary policy with no clear timeline set amid economic uncertainty. This approach may have contributed to the increased confidence in the market. Payroll employment rose significantly in 2023, averaging a monthly gain of 225 jobs. This trend, along with rising wages, suggests a soft landing for the economy, potentially avoiding a long and painful recession. So, NVIDIA, which is a stock you should have in every portfolio you have open, which doesn't make any sense. You should just have it in a portfolio and make sure you're contributing money to this thing, because it hit an all-time high yesterday and the year just got started. They're developing these new chips for AI, strictly just for AI. Like, they're still doing their video cards and they're still the leader in that, competing with AMD, but they're coming out with their own processors just for AI, just to work on AI. So that's in the water. It hasn't been announced yet when this will come out, but they're one of the technology leaders. They're up there with Apple and all these innovative companies. So they hit an all-time high yesterday, and pretty much every stock that I have in my portfolio jumped a good 2 to 5% on average. So good day for the stock market. And we're going to wrap things up here because we don't want to keep everyone too long. Elon Musk, who I have talked about almost all the time. And it's crazy because it's annoying. And I'm in a Reddit group called Enough Musk Spam. So shout out if you're in that group, because it has a lot of members. And he's gotten to the point where he's talked about the same way they talk about like Donald Trump. And let me explain this. They cover him because it's good for their ratings, but they're giving him the attention that he's trying to get. You know what I mean? Like, we shouldn't give him attention. He's just the CEO. He's the richest guy in the world, but we're giving him the attention he craves, and he keeps doing dumber shit to get more attention. And like, why are we covering this kind of thing? You're like, why are we covering this? And it's like, it's important. And it's like, it's only important because he keeps doing it, and he wants us to keep doing it. So the more he does it, the more we cover it. The more he does it, the more we cover it. And it's just a cycle of let's just keep covering it. So this dude is always in the news for something weird. All right. And I thought he kind of dialed it back recently. Like, he's still on X and he's still doing his thing on there. He's going back and forth with Mark Cuban about DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion. And he sounds like an internet troll because Mark Cuban's giving like pretty long-winded answers, like nuanced answers to how to deal with DEI in the workplace, right? And Elon Musk sounds like a troll. He sounds like, a dickhead. Like, oh, well, if you're into DEI, how come there's no 5'2" Asian girl on the Mavs? And it's He explains to him like in depth like this, and then he just fires back with like something slick. He thinks he's being slick, but it's not. Like he sounds ignorant when he talks about it. But anyway, I digress. The free speech absolutionist that he is, everyone needs a voice in the Times Square, and I want to make X the world's town square, so everyone has a voice and everyone has an opinion, and it's raw free speech, shit like that. So you can pretty much say whatever you want on there. And we want everyone to voice their opinion, and if people agree with it, they can stand behind it, and this is going to be the best app ever, all this stuff, genius brain stuff. So he decided to suspend the accounts of various journalists and bloggers who have been critical of him, the social platform, and Tesla. The recent wave of suspensions included journalists like Glenn Klippenstein of The Intercept, Steve Monticelli of the Texas Observer, and Alan McLeod of Mint Press News. And then he also suspended a bunch of bloggers. These individuals reported that they received no clear explanation for the suspensions, although they had previously written critical pieces about Musk, the platform, and Tesla. This isn't the first time Musk has taken serious actions. Following his acquisition of the platform in late 2022, there was a notable instance where he suspended the accounts of several journalists from major news outlets. The New York Times was included in there. Washington Post, I think, too. No public explanation was given for these suspensions either, with the affected accounts simply displaying a message about violating platform rules. What makes this ironic, the irony of the situation, is that these actions have not gone unnoticed by the public and the media, considering Musk's previous expression committing to free speech. This recent move has raised concerns among journalists about the future of the platform, which had grown significantly due to its role in providing real-time news and commentary. It grew to what it was as Twitter. And like Twitter had its fucking chaos. Like Twitter wasn't perfect, but it was like a safe space kind of thing. They were trying to get it, and like, yeah, you got shadow banned. You got banned if you said something that was anti-Semitic, or you said something, you raised the Nazi flag or something. You got banned. Incited a riot, you got banned. Shit like that. It wasn't perfect by any stretch, but he took it over with, I'm going to make this, everyone's unbanned now, and we're going to let everybody on the platform, and you're going to have a voice, and it's going to be free speech. And then he's like, well, you're going to have to pay for the free speech part. And that's not really free anymore. It's like, oh, free speech comes at a cost. Like, all right, well, that's weird. Then you start banning journalists. And we're going to get into right now, right this second, we're going to get into it. And I'm going to explain it to you like you're in 5th grade, because some people have trouble understanding why you should have every voice at the table, right? And this is his whole thing, is like, you should have every voice. But then he bans journalists he doesn't agree with, or that write critical about him, or write critical about his companies. So I want you to imagine for a second, I don't have a sounder for the dream button. I should have a dream sounder, right? That just sounds like you're going into a dream. Let's see if I can pull one up real quick. Bear with me. Nope. I'm about to come up. This'll have to do. Sweet dreams. Stupid. Can't use this. I'm about to go.
I suck his dick with the
Jesus. Anyway, we're moving on because I just keep clicking random fucking sounds, and it's mostly people dreaming about having a wet dream. So we're not just gonna go through this. Anyway, imagine you're in a classroom where everyone is allowed to share their ideas. Now, let's say the teacher only lets certain students talk, those who say things that she likes. If a student says something that the teacher doesn't like, she tells them to be quiet. This isn't fair, right? Everyone should get a chance to speak. Free speech is similar to this. It means everyone gets to share their ideas, even if some people don't agree with them. When journalists or critics, who are like students in our class, are stopped from sharing their thoughts, it's like the teacher telling them to be quiet. This isn't good for free speech because it stops all ideas from being heard. In a democracy, which is like a big school, it's important for all voices to be heard. This way, everyone can learn from different opinions and make better decisions together. When only some voices are heard, it's like some students are being ignored, and that's not fair or good for making the best choice possible. Well, how come they ban hate speech, and how come you can't yell fire in a crowded movie theater if free speech is supposed to be free? Because that's what people like to fucking say. Now imagine you're playing in the park with your friends, and everyone is chatting, having a good time. Now think about what would happen if one friend starts saying mean things, scaring others, or yelling that there's a dangerous dog when there isn't. This could make the playground unsafe or scare everyone, right? Free speech is like talking in the park. It's mostly free, but there are rules to keep it safe and fun for everyone. Saying hurtful or scary things or lying about danger can cause panic or hurt feelings. So just like how there are rules in the park to play safely and kindly, there are rules in free speech to prevent harm and keep everybody safe. Now, if you didn't understand it like that, I can read it again tomorrow, as a fourth grader because I typed in, explain free speech to me like I'm in fifth grade. So it did it like in fifth grade. I slowed it down for you so you can understand it. That's why you need journalists on these platforms if you're going to advertise it as a free speech platform where you want all the voices heard. Otherwise, it's just yes men and it's a circle of people you agree with. And then we went over this a few podcasts ago. When you have a bunch of yes men, bad shit can happen. So we're going to wrap this bitch up. We covered a lot today. Again, shout out to Thomas and Veronica on the new baby girl coming. We debuted our new song for the podcast.
Yeah, hold up, what? We rolling deep, don't sleep. In the streets, bringing...
Stock market had a good week. And again, we had to cover Elon Musk because he's doing Elon Musk type of things. So with that, we're going to get out of here before I start rambling on too much. And the Hasidic Jews. Can't forget about the Jews. And we're going to get the hell out of here. Hopefully everyone has a good week. I found this out yesterday. I have a 4-day week this week and a 4-day week next week. So because of Martin Luther King, shout out to MLK. And don't forget to like and subscribe. We will see you tomorrow.
Hold up, what? What? 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 Hold up, what?